Salutations friends, welcome back to my channel and a happy 4th of July. Today I'm going to be reviewing a fragrance for you that I've been wearing and loving and kind of talking to you a little bit about how this went from a like to a love for me. So obviously it's going to be a positive review, but I did want to also discuss its longevity and sillage and performance and things like that. So I'm going to be talking about Pomelo Paradis from Atelier Cologne. So if you'd like to know a little bit more about this juicy little number, then keep watching. Now, a little bit ago I did layering combinations for the spring, and I will link that video below, and I was talking about how I got this to layer with other fragrances, specifically Pampaloon from Guerlain, from the Aqua Allegoria line. Now, I had sampled this and I had really enjoyed it, but I always just kind of spritzed it on and then just would have other things on top of it, and I didn't really give this time to really develop on my skin to figure out if I enjoyed this a lot or not. So I decided when I wanted to get some layering fragrances, I would get a little bottle of this, tiny little itty bitty thing to sample, to layer, and just to wear on my own. And I enjoyed it. I really did. I liked layering with other things. I liked wearing it on its own. And I just, over time, the more I wore it, the more I found I was wearing this on its own more and more and more. Now to the point that it's really, I wear it on its own, or I layer it with Clementine California or Pampaloon from Guerlain. And most of the time, I'm wearing this on its own. So I was really kind of tickled that I grew from liking this fragrance mixed with other things to where it's been something really fantastic to wear as a standalone on its own on my skin. It's just been really fantastic. And I've just really been enjoying discovering this fragrance again and again and again every single time that I wear it. The top notes in this are pink Florida grapefruit, which makes me very happy because obviously I'm a Floridian. I live in Florida. We have mandarin and black currant. The heart notes are orange blossom, Bulgarian rose, and mint. And the base notes are vetiver, amber, and iris. Now this has a lot of the different things going for it, which I noticed with a lot of Atelier Cologne's citrus fragrances, there's usually a lot going on. Now I will say one thing about their citruses. They do citruses in their own way. It's very easy to understand, it's very easy to grasp, and you can easily smell a citrus fragrance and tell if it's Atelier Cologne. Like, they have this like juicy herbal quality to them that's very true to what the citrus is. Like, it stays true to the fruit while having a really nice interpretation and turning it into fragrance. An example would be the Clementine California. It smells like somebody took the best glass of clementine juice or clementine juice and went to a perfumer and said, make this into a perfume, and they did. And it doesn't smell like juice, but it's juicy. And I get that with Orange Sanguine and Bergamot Soleil, not so much Mandarin Glacier, I think that's how you pronounce it. But Pomelo Paradis is another fantastic example. Now, you guys know I love grapefruit fragrances in the summer. A very crisp, slightly bitter, tart, and the citrus is very bright and clean. This one is a little bit different than other grapefruit fragrances, though. This is a little bit more on the juicy side, a little bit more on the sweet side, but it does have a little bit of that crispness and bitterness in there, and I would say that that's probably from the mint and the vetiver. So overall, as I wore this more and more and more, I loved it and I loved it and I loved it. And then I was like, why didn't I buy a bigger bottle of this? I don't know. But I've just been really enjoying this fragrance a lot. So I can say that this has been a fantastic summer fragrance, specifically in the humidity, in the heat. Slightly sweet, it grabs onto your skin, it doesn't project too loud, but it does have a decent enough sillage to where it's very refreshing for you and the people close to you. Like if you're having a conversation, if you're waiting in line at the grocery store, something like that, people are going to experience this fragrance and it's going to be very pleasant, which is really, really nice. On top of it, I think that because this is a little bit more sweet, I think it's a unisex fragrance. It pulls a little bit more on the feminine side because of the sweetness. This is one of those fragrances that's really completely universal. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't really matter how old you are anyway. It doesn't matter what sex you are. It doesn't really matter what sex you are anyway. But this is just one of those fragrances I feel like if you like to stick to the male side of the fragrance aisle or the female side of the fragrance aisle, this is something that you could feel confident and comfortable wearing no matter what. It is very universal and very unisex, so I do like that very much. I also like the fact that this has decent longevity on my skin as well. Not a crazy amount of longevity, because I don't get crazy amount of longevity from Atelier Cologne, but I do get 4 to 5 hours with a medium application with this, and I do prefer to wear this in the daytime, so when I spritz this on in the morning, it's pretty much worn away by the time I'm ready to put on my evening scent. So it does perform pretty well, and I am pretty happy with everything about this fragrance. But if you are looking for a beast mode fragrance, this is not it. If you are looking for a incredibly loud, filling a room, here I am fragrance, this is definitely not it. Although it is a little bit more than intimate, I'd say it's arm's length when it comes to sillage, and again, projection on me and my environment and my skin again is about 5 hours. Overall, I've really been enjoying this fragrance and I've really been loving it. Again, I started off with liking it, but really purchased it more to mix with other fragrances and layer with other fragrances. And although I do love to layer this guy with other fragrances, I've come to really adore it on its own. It's just a really beautiful fragrance. There's a reason why a lot of people have been talking about this recently, specifically in the summertime, because it is such a beautiful fragrance for heat and the humidity, specifically in the daytime. I do say, if you guys are wondering if this performs well in humidity, again, 5 hours. I live in a very humid, almost tropical climate, and it does perform pretty well for me. So I'm thinking if you guys live in a more dry area, or maybe not so hot, you'll probably get 5 to 8 hours, depending on how much you apply and where you apply, and how fragrances usually perform on your skin. So yeah, that's my review on Atelier Cologne Pomelo Paradis. I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on it, if you've sampled this, if you like it, dislike it, if you have favorite layering combinations, or if there's other citruses from Atelier Cologne that you prefer over than this. So yeah, that's my review, and I hope you enjoyed it. As always, guys, if you like my fragrance reviews and my fragrance videos and just my videos in general, remember to give this video a thumbs up and let me know to continue doing videos like this. And also don't forget to subscribe, because it's free and I'm free, and I put out new videos every Monday through Friday and sometimes on the weekends as well, so I'll always have something for you to watch. In any case, I hope you guys are all happy and healthy and have a great day, month, year, whatever. I'll see you next time, and happy 4th of July. Bye.